Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Heaven on Earth. I'm Michael, the Leo Mystic. This is where I channel the sacred guidance for the astrological week of the 22nd of February until the 28th. Beautiful, beautiful Piscean times. Oh, what a change this week. There's so much going on and there's so much shifting in energy. It is unreal. As a matter of fact, it looks like a freaking fantasy world, which is what Pisces is, right? The 13th of March is when we start the astrological course live via Zoom with me, with 10 other individuals. There's still room. You can still sign up to learn astrology 101 from scratch, and really, this is what I bring in really, is to experience your birth chart. It's not just going to be mental. You will learn the theoretical things such as aspects and planets and houses and what it means to have Sun in Pisces or to have Mercury in your second house or in aspect with Pluto, whatever. But we're going to do meditations with my experience in Kundalini Yoga. I have the experience to really let you experience what Mercury is all about, what the Sun is about, what it means in your chart, and to feel it, meditate upon it, experience it bodily, make a connection with the stars, truly, really communicate back, tune in with the vibrations of the planets and of the zodiac signs. And that is what astrology, it opens you up to your intuition. It opens you up to a language that goes beyond the mind, but more in an intuitive, feeling-based energy. And I feel that is what astrology really needs. And I see a lot of astrologers struggling with, and I see some, for instance, I feel and see the Leo King and New Paradigm Astrology, Kaipacha, those are inspirations for me too, that I see that happening. And so anyway, that's what I introduce into the course, and I think you'll really love. So the link is in the description below, and here we go. So we got the Sun in Pisces, and Pisces is all about dreams. It's about illusions. It's about endings. So there's a lot of things coming to an end. And it's funny because it's a paradox, and that's what Pisces is too. There's a lot of things coming to an end, but at the same time, there's a lot of planets. Every planet is direct. So this is about moving forward. And we'll see a lot of things falling into place, a lot of situations that we didn't expect were gonna happen. With the Sun in Pisces making a sextile with Uranus. This is a very unpredictable, beautiful, gifting day on a very spiritual level, on a very feeling, emotional, romantic level. So it's like gifts, honestly. At the same time, we still have Saturn square Uranus. So, I can tell you, it's whatever I'm saying here, the most unexpected could still happen. And you should prepare for that. You should be prepared for anything, really. Delays, things getting canceled, getting what you want, no. But from the most unexpected corner, gifts. Beautiful. Now, the energy is there for everything that you've been working on really hard for weeks, months, years to finally come to fruition. We have, first and foremost, the full moon in Virgo. This is work. This is service that we bring to the world. It has to do with the spiritual realms, but also with the daily, practical, day-to-day life. And with Mercury in between Saturn, which is very practical and restrictive, which means that we can get very, like, we can understand concepts, we can put it onto paper, we can really see the steps to the future, and get down to business. And at the same time, Jupiter on the other side, so it's sandwiched in between. Jupiter is like that expansive mind that sees capabilities, that sees opportunities and sees strategies and sees the bigger picture. So that's an ideal position actually to be there, and also because Mercury is not retrograde anymore. So we're gonna do this for the third time. So this is where we start integrating, things of the future. We're starting to see. We understood right now. We're not going back to the old ways of doing things. As a matter of fact, we don't even fucking remember what that looks like. That's how weird it is currently. But we're able to proceed. We're able to implement. We're able to see what we can do. Now I have to say, we're in Pisces time, so there's a lot of illusions and there's a lot of fantasies and there's a lot of dreams about what is possible. And I think in a way it's beautiful, but it's just likely that's not gonna happen. So that's why I'm saying I think the most stable here is where whatever you've been working on really hard and long time, because of the planets moving forward, that's coming into like a rapid, if you will. At the same time, with Mercury there on Saturn, we also will have Mars in Taurus trining Pluto, trining the moon in Virgo by the end of this week. So, there's power in your actions. We can literally move mountains. And I feel this has to do with realities. I feel because of the moon in Leo, that it's going to square Mars, is going to square Uranus, is going to oppose Mercury, Saturn, and Jupiter. Leo is an outcast. There's like restriction in fun. You should not have fun. You should not be creative. You should not express yourself. At least that's what you're going to hear. And that's where the resistance is going to be. But I'm going to invite you to do it anyway. To express yourself, to be creative, to stand up. Not from an ego perspective, but from a servant perspective, because you love humanity, because in your specialness, you give the stage to others. Now, those people who speak up and those people who are gonna front or just gonna take the lead, they will be talked down because, there is so much Aquarian energy, because our right brain is open and we're gonna download so many intuitive messages. It is just like up here, and that's why a lot of people are not gonna understand what the hell you're saying, because it's a different language. It is just out of this world and it is unseen, and these are concepts I feel like Picasso, like this is where we paint crazy shit, and like everybody's saying that is disgusting, that is awful, you're not painting how all these other traditional painters have been doing. So your work is shit. But like 10 years later, people will understand and say, this is futuristic, this is the new, this is like, wow, it was ahead of his time. And that's kind of where we can be right now. We're ahead of our time. We're introducing new concepts, and that's why I'm saying new concepts are not to be introduced yet. Like, you can talk about it, and I think it's a beautiful time to connect, and there's divine communion, because we got the sun in Pisces, we got Jupiter in Aquarius. This is where coming together is a beautiful gift of God, and where we can be inspired, and where we can protest peacefully. And this is like love for humanity. This is where we will have compassion, with Venus coming into Pisces by the end of the week, for mankind, and really have a heart for others, and where there's going to be sweet talk. But at the same time, I have to warn you about still, and that's what I'm saying, Neptune is coming off its square with the nodes, and Mars is coming off its square with Venus, but it could be two beautiful things in the media are painted too beautiful. We could still give our power away too much. I think people are changing about that. I think those people who do their research and who focus on their own close environment and who do their research and work and investigate, they will come with a clearer understanding. Not as clear as possible, because we got, so much Neptunian energy that it is a little bit too confusing and still not too clear. But it is becoming clearer, and people who truly listen and who meditate and who are in touch with their environment and observe and let information come through and really listen to both sides, I think they can win. I think they can proceed. And with Mars trining Pluto and the moon in Virgo, by the end of this week, we are, like I said, moving mountains. Whatever we've been working on for a long time, this is where we have power. And at the same time, Mars trine Pluto is quite an aggressive aspect, even if it's a trine. I think we can overdo it. Don't go too intense, because Mars and Pluto, so I think there could be a forcing kind of energy upon us. And that's where, with Jupiter squaring the midpoint of Mars and Uranus in Taurus, which has to do with conflicts in values still squaring Venus in Aquarius, people are not agreeing. People are seeing things differently. And like I said, people don't understand what you're saying. It's weird. And it is like coming from this other world, right? And maybe it is, because it's freaking Sun in Pisces and Jupiter and Mercury and Saturn in Aquarius. I mean, what the fuck? So this is kind of like extraterrestrial kind of energy. But, Jupiter squaring that midpoint in Taurus, this has to do with, on one hand, too much aggressive values being pressed upon us, too much shocks that can happen, unexpected things, things that are not stable, and that has to do with science a little bit, and the fact that we have Sun in Pisces with Jupiter in Aquarius, that makes science the new religion. Especially because we got the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction there in the beginning of Aquarius, which is the new, and it deals with science, and Uranus is in Taurus. So this is new science being introduced on Earth. This is like that virtual reality, but also new ways of our biosuits, or the manipulation of our DNA or whatever, which is a repetitive thing with Uranus and Taurus every 84 years. But anyway, it's also Jupiter squared at midpoint with Mars and Uranus, or Uranus and Mars, is the laziness of some people and that frustration that comes with it. So this is where, when people are not understanding what their boundaries are and what their values are, these people are having a hard time this week, because they're confused. One, they're like not seeing it clearly. It's kind of scary in a way. I think those people who know what they want and who know what they're working for and who know what they stand for, these people are just gonna have a blast. But those people who really don't know what this is about, who they are and what they want in life and what they're worth, maybe, it is unexpected times, and there is benefic energy in the sense of unexpected gifts with Sun sextile Uranus and Jupiter trining the nodes. It's beautiful, but at the same time, there's also the energy that is very malefic, like very malicious, even if that's even a word, but it's not good intentions. And those people with bad intentions are like, they can go so fucking far and they can push it, and other people won't know it. And that's the danger. And sometimes, I mean, I think we won't even know it because that's how fucking far they can go. Mars trining Pluto. Yep. Anyway, I think it's a beautiful time to be inspired, to dream, to fantasize, but to not get lost. Like, at the same time, being able to integrate. There's clarity on, or at least more clarity on the old versus the new and what you can do. But use that, whatever you've been working on for a very long time, enjoy the flow, enjoy the continuation, and use that full moon to really, go all in with your work and fully manifest what you've been wanting to manifest. Use that energy. It's so beautiful. There's so much more that I could be talking about. I feel like I could talk for hours. What the hell is going on? That's like the Mercury in Aquarius that finally is not retrograde. I don't know, but it is standstill. Anyway, I want to wish you a very beautiful week, and see you next week. Much love. Bye bye.